I got this!
But he was dead, bro. If he wanted you out of there, he would go do it himself on feet by himself.
You are worthless,
with him.
bitch ass
human,
nigga.
man. You're not
Your
regular,
life
man.
literally is as valuable as a summer ant.
Crazy. Let us get breaking news that LeBron has.
We have waited a long time for this. Some people might think Kanashiro's rushing things, but I digress. All I want to see is the U20 World Cup, and I'm glad today is the start of that. I know y'all are excited for this, so let's just get straight into chapter 312 of Blue Lock, titled U20 World Cup. The chapter starts off with Isagi tying his cleat with the blurb saying, "All ready for the U20 World Cup." And all there is to do now is to believe in your ego. We see Isagi taking a breath. I just know that man's heart is beating the hell out of his chest, but he says to focus on this battle. He is a machine that lives for goals, but he corrects himself, saying that he is a tool that'll make Japan the world's best. As we see this beautiful double spread of the opening ceremony for the U20 World Cup take place with the fireworks and everyone in the stands with glow sticks. Oh, and Barata ass is in the box. But man, I am hyped. The announcer is ready to announce the starting lineup for Blue Lock Japan, as he starts with the goalkeeper being none other, and I do mean none other than our jungle boy GOAT, Gin Gagamaru. Even the fans know ball Tom Balsam, they're counting on him. We then move on to our three center backs with Oliver Aiku, and bro is even the captain as well. Honestly, just giving it to anyone else would have been absolutely criminal if you ask me. Aryu Jubei, and they low-key glazing bro with his intro. And the brain of the defensive line, Iki Nico. And I see the muscle gain coming in, Nico. Don't worry, I see it. As the announcer is about to announce the two fullbacks, we switch POVs to Nagi's ass with his ticket ready in hand to enter the stadium and watch the game like a good boy, accepting the fact that he's no longer a part of Blue Lock and that he betrayed the philosophy of Blue Lock for living for his own goal and lost because of it, so he can't try and return now. We then see our fullbacks with Chigiri as our right back. I don't know what Ego's doing. I thought bro would be better on the left, but he was also a winger in Manchine, but I'll trust in Ego's knowledge. And our left back being Hiyori. Nagi then starts running, saying that he'll go out and see something new. Bro, what are you doing? He says that he lost and he was lame. Yes, we know that already, buddy. And only after facing that version of himself that he is finally starting to understand who he really is. Security, what are you doing? Holding out your hand like he was gonna stop and give you a high five. Fire that man immediately, bro. He is not protecting nothing. Nagi says that he is only now searching for that heat. If the stakes weren't that high enough back in the NEL, the security comms that there's an intruder in the VIP floor, and Nagi continues saying that he's finally starting to realize that maybe he wasn't actually just fired up by playing football itself. The announcer then reveals the midfielders to be Karasu Tabito as the CDM and Reo Mikage as the right midfielder. Nagi states that the one that brought him to Blue Lock was Reo, but the reality was that no matter how much he tried to get fired up being with Reo, it ain't work out. Where is the security at? Please tackle this man to the ground. He ain't no Michael Kaiser, bro. He ain't gonna hit you guys. The announcer then reveals the left midfielder to be Bachira Meguru, and bro is hitting the Lavinio Selly. I'm expecting great things from you this arc, my goat. Nagi continues on saying that now he won't play football just to play by Reo's side anymore. The announcer then reveals the two forwards for Japan with the strongest striker of Blue Lock. Let me say that again. The strongest striker of Blue Lock, the beast, Itoshi Rin. Nagi continues though that it's not like he wants to go back to Blue Lock or fight Isagi, as he runs towards the JFU room and barges through that door with Murata side-eyeing him, stating that the true heat buried deep inside of him, the true identity of his ego is. But we switch back to the stadium with the announcer revealing the final player and the other forward for the team being none other than the GOAT himself, Blue Lock's prodigy, Isagi Yoichi. Even his biggest fan is hyped for his entrance right now. You love to see it. Nagi then says that when you believe you're the center of the world, your heart screams and fires you up. Thinking back to his U20 goal and all of his peak moments that gave him that feeling of ecstasy, feeling like a god. And for that, he's willing to lose everything else. Oh, so now you don't care, huh? So you ain't care back in Manshine, did you? Ah, that makes sense. So Nagi asked Baratuta if he still has one spot open for him, stating that he wants to become the best in the world and that he doesn't care if he has to crush Blue Lock, showing his Death Skull ego return. Now I'm not gonna hold you, it does look raw as hell. Baratuta is grinning ear to ear because all he heard was money and a big ass yacht in the near future. The announcer says that the U20 World Cup opening match is about to begin, as we are shown not just new players, but my people, my brothers, my niggas. I'm not gonna focus on the hidden players on the side, because although they might look tough, I ain't falling for the bait, I ain't falling for the propaganda. But all of their character designs are tough as hell. Thank you Kanashiro and Nomura for not making us look like Mr. Popo or some shit. We see my brother with the cornrows, serious as hell, with the goggles too. Already seeing the girls on Twitter calling bro fine shit. And I ain't gonna lie, his stats are up there. This guy holding the ball with the space buns is locked in, I can already tell. He even got the headband, already GOAT status up there with Nanase. They even made the ball black, this is honestly fire. This guy with the freeforms is giving me Bachira vibes. We see homie in the back, he's giving me keeper vibes. Hopefully he gives us good comp though. And this tall ass nigga with this giant wingspan, I don't know why he looks frightened like he isn't the giant. And we see that the guy with the space buns is actually their forward and his name is Onaji or Onazi. But he says to Blue Lock for all of them to go all out. And bro has a nice smile. Isagi replies saying time to get to the top with a grin on his face as well. And we even got the OG commentators from the U20 game, let's go. And it seems like their names are Atsuto and Harutaro, with them announcing that they'll be commentating Japanese style. They then explain the group stages, saying that the 64 countries that are participating are divided into 6 groups of 4 and will get to play against each other, and the top 2 teams in the standings advance. They add on saying that including the third place showdown, all 128 matches will be an intense battle for the new generation. And during the match, as a special allowance, the Mikage earbuds were permitted. Yeah, the Mikage family just got the freest promo due to this, bro. They really just got a bag off of this. They really just doubled their generational wealth right now, bro. Ego knew he had to start Reo on the lineup or he could kiss their sponsor goodbye. We also see the formations of both teams, with Japan rocking the 3-5-2 and Nigeria rocking the 4-2-3-1. As all 3 commentators are hype, yes, me included, I am commentating, to carve out the future of Japanese football, we get to the double spread to officially kick off the opening game of the U20 World Cup with Nigeria in possession of the ball. Onazi passes the ball to the fine shit goggles guy. They saying his name is Kun, so we'll go with Kun for now. Isagi and Ren are quick to double press Kun, but he decides to dribble past Isagi. Yeah, he knows who the strongest of Blue Lock really is for real. Ren tries to follow up though. Kun then finds the shortest and best route and hits a pass through Ren and Reo. As Bachira is trying to follow the ball to intercept the pass, the freeforms Dreadhead guy manages to beat him to it and hit a roulette on Bachira. We see that this guy's name is Bello and he hit a quick pass, and Aryu says that the pass was rough, but that's when we see Onazi manage to get it, as he says that it's totally fine because he's there. Bro think he must be All Might or something, bro. What's next? You're Nigeria's #1 hero? Get your ass on. Nah, but on some real shit though, if this is surprising Aryu, he is definitely not doing shit to the big bunny Iglesias when they're versing Spain. We then see Aiku come in for the cover, blocking Onazi's path to the goal, and compliments him saying that his hops are solid. Hops so solid he might as well went to the damn league with him. But this doesn't stop Onazi, cause bro ain't even worried in the slightest. He got a smile on his face and all, as he aims for the top right bins, saying it's open as he takes the shot. Mind you, this man hasn't even touched the floor yet. He's legit floating in the air like Gojo or some. But Nico comes in on that Don Lorenzo type timing and blocks the shot with his face. I know Lorenzo and Snuffy are smiling like proud fathers right now. Either they're watching in the stands or watching from wherever the fuck they are. Nico says that he immediately fills the gaps, and that is the iron rule of positioning. I don't know if Nico cut his hair shorter or not, but hey, it looks good on you, my boy. As Onazi is amazed, we see the crow feathers start to appear in the bottom left corner, and you already know what that means. My boy Karasu in the cut traps the second ball with his chest over 2 Nigerian players and clears the ball, initiating the counterattack for Japan. As the commentators are ready to glaze the absolute hell out of Japan, the ball goes to Hiyori. He says that the first step is to shoot, as he sends a pass past 2 players. As the announcer says that just with a few touches, the ball made it to the front lines. As we see that Hiyori actually passed the ball to someone other than Isagi for once. I know, what a shocker. I was shocked myself. But the ball went to Itoshi Rin, and with no time wasted, he just completely fries 2 defenders with ease. But that's when we see the guy with the buzz and the crazy wingspan, and we see that his name is actually Obabona. Yeah, I know his name just gets straight butchered in school, bruh. He dreads every single time his class gets a sub and they're doing attendance. He low-key got a Tokimitsu ass facial expression, not gonna lie. But he steps up to stop Rin. But Rin says that his defense is lukewarm as he activates Predator Eye and takes the shot, saying that it's already been fired. As the ball goes past Oboabona, even he had to take a peek at the shot and talk about its insane curve. And as the ball is making its way towards the top right bins of the net, that's when Onazi comes in out of nowhere and blocks the shot. He really hit a Julian Loki on they ass. Like, relax, we're just 1 chapter in. Look at the keeper, bro. He wasn't even on the ball for real. He is not locked. And Onazi says once again that it's okay because he is here. With no doubt or fear in his eyes, with a giant smile. Hold up, this little nigga actually might be All Might. Actually might be Japan, I mean Nigeria's #1 hero. The announcers are shocked that he stopped Rin's shot, questioning how he really just teleported, acting like they don't see Isagi and Ren playing pretty much every position on the pitch, but damn, act surprised for the cameras, I guess, if you want. The crowd is also hype off this block. After the halftime show, they're definitely buying Team Nigeria kits for sure. The announcers add on saying that the opening match is sure to be a fierce battle with matched abilities. But that's when this nigga Isagi looks at the second ball flying in the air and says transcendence completed. And he can see a guaranteed vision. What you mean you can see it? We are 1 chapter in. What type of analysis could you have possibly made from like 4 touches from Team Nigeria? More and more, I'm starting to think that this guy Isagi's like the method, bro. Like, he is really a damn cheat code to the sport. Big boy Captain Aiku with Metavision on deck saying, just as expected, bro really understands it now, as it seems like he's already figured out Team Nigeria's tactic, being that they're making use of 1 innate physical ability, and they muscle through with strength, with that initiative being its final form. And Onazi joins in to aim for the goal and finish it off. So similarly to OG Bastard philosophy with just Kaiser, or Uber's philosophy of everyone doing everything in their power to get the ball to their striker. Also, this man Onazi is already up and running with a grin on his face. Oh my goodness, look at that damn determination. He low-key just ball chasing right now, up and down the field. But still, this shit is crazy. Them black jeans really doing him well. As Aiku shouts for someone to get the second ball, he says that on the other hand, since Blue Lock is a team full of egoists, they can sense a play from just about anywhere on the field, and that both teams are in a super offensive phase of the match right now, and states that the pre-battle forecast of the ideal during an attack, it becomes a shootout of attacks. Look at this clear from Obabona, bro. He is dunking on Rin's head top. My lord. Got his hand out like he can really do something against this big ass, shack ass looking ass nigga, bro. If anyone from Blue Lock starts scrapping with bro, their body parts finna be all over the field, bro. Scattered. As Kuso manages to get the ball from Obabona's clearance, the counterattack begins. But Isagi is quick to man mark him. Kuso acknowledges his fast reaction speed and how they came with a high press to stop them. Reo then comes in to make it a 2-on-1 situation. Kuso trying to hold the ball from them by keeping them at bay, saying how they aren't wasting any movements in their coordinated hunt. But that's when Onazi comes in from behind asking Kuso for the pass. But that's when Karasu comes in to intercept the pass for himself, calling them ordinary as he can see right through their thoughts. I think he's just talking about Kuso or something. He has to be. Like, did he not just see what Onazi just did last chapter? The way that he was moving? There is nothing ordinary about that, brother, bro. He's Onazi saying, uh-oh, I just know bro is not even worried the slightest bit, bro. Why are you capping, bro? Stop it with all that lying, bro. Kuso says that their coordination on that side stopped working, stating that Blue Lock read them like a book. And even bro is telling Blue Lock to chill out, because they're only 2 minutes into the match, playing like they about to go into halftime or something. As Kuso questions if they have already adapted to their team, we see Karasu with the ball approaching the box with Hiyori, Reo, and Isagi near him for the support. Afro Defender gives the comms for everyone to tee up and to watch for Hiyori because of his tight crosses, like he did last chapter to Ren. But Karasu lets Afro Defender know that he should be worried about him and not Hiyori because he is his biggest nightmare. Oh my god, who is bro feeling like saying this? We see Karasu sent the ball to our favorite speedster, the Red Panther, Chigiri Yoma. The defender is discombobulated, being that they're attacking from the opposite side, but Chigiri just speed blitzes this defender right here. Is bro closing his eyes while he has his arm out? Oh nah, Chigiri, you might have scared this nigga for real. Probably shit his pants too in that moment. Oh my. Chigiri always gonna pop out whenever he comes in, and I love it. Kuso sees that they're breaking through using the sides and not the center, questioning if they're really trying to make it a battle of speed. As Kuso gives the comms to watch out for the cross, we see that it's already too late. Chigiri even called them dummies. Bro ain't even need to say all that for real. He just bullying them at this point for the extra aura points, and we love to see it. Chigiri sends a crazy cross that curves past Mohawk defender number 5. Good ass cross. Oh wow. As Ren looks at the ball, Kuso anticipates the ball being for Ren, telling him to come at him. But as he's on him, we see that the ball wasn't for Ren, but for Isagi, as he says that he'll be taking the ball from here. But the person that was also there was Onazi. Not too surprising, to be honest. I mean, I'm pretty sure we all knew this. Like, it was pretty fucking obvious, to say the least. He comes in saying that he knows that Isagi's direct shots are dangerous, but says that it's fine, saying his famous All Might ass line, and that he is there. But Isagi already starts getting disrespectful off rip, finishes his line for him, had Onazi spooked, bro. And I was like, oh my goodness, Isagi, off the bat you coming with this type of energy just like that, huh? But of course, we're all here for it, as we see Isagi manage to get the ball first and make a one-touch pass. He then puts Onazi on blast, revealing his greatest weapon to be his unlimited stamina, allowing him to appear all over the pitch in every situation in both offense and defense. Isagi also reveals that Onazi's fundamental abilities such as trapping, shooting, and jumping are all at a high level. And paired with his endless stamina, he activates the Nigerian team, so pretty much their core. So, in other words, as we see Bachira receive the ball from Isagi, that as long as Onazi doesn't touch the ball, Team Nigeria is pretty much cooked. I mean, I don't know. Seems like they're playing monkey in the middle with Onazi in the middle, but hey, I don't know. I'm just a consumer. I don't know. Kuso sees this and starts monologuing, saying that it's not that every player in Blue Lock has adapted to them, but the trigger or the switch of both offense and defense to keep Onazi from touching the ball is happening solely due to Isagi, and the ones who instantly grasp his read of the situation to fill in as the supporting roles happen to be Reo and Karasu. As we see both Ren and Isagi start to move simultaneously from their markers, being Kuso and Onazi, they low-key aura farming while they at it too. Hold on. We see Bachira with the ball, and it looks like he's about to dish a pass to one of them, making Kuso start to use his noggin even more to try and predict who Bachira is gonna send the ball to. Good luck to bro, cause I doubt even Bachira knows the answer to that question yet. Like, look at him, he got his tongue out asking the same damn question. But we get this beautiful ass double spread panel of Bachira dribbling past Afro Defender, sidestep nutmeg through Onazi's legs, and a rainbow flick running ahead of all of them. I'll honestly never get tired of seeing my boy Bachira dribble past niggas, bro. Like, there's just something so satisfying about it. Kuso is obviously caught off guard because Bachira just pulled off a hardcore freestyle improvised play while right in front of the goal. A fusion football that links tactical intelligence on the pitch with the ultimate form of egoism, as we see Bachira take the shot that manages to get past Obabona as it flies towards the net. Obabona, what are you doing with all that height? All that muscle, nigga? You playing like it's your first time playing the damn sport. You are like 0-2 right now in like the first 2 minutes of the match. Lock the fuck in. But we see that the ball ended up in top bins of the net, with Kuso realizing that this is the reborn Blue Lock with Isagi Yoichi as its core, as they have just scored the opening goal for this match. Isagi really finna say not bad. I'm telling you, the ego's already getting to his head. The commentator is even chanting bro's name with the crowd. This type of motion kinda crazy. Ego still has this unsatisfied look on his face. There is no impressing that man. But the commentators announced that the one who broke through Japan's double aces and scored the opening goal is Japan's king dribbler Bachira Meguru. Y'all cannot tell me that this ain't a tough nickname. And not only that, but my nigga just hit a backflip on Team Nigeria. This little nigga just gained like 1,000+ aura in a span of one page. Shit even had Obabona mesmerized. Like, bro is too tough right now. Nothing is stopping him. If you not investing in Bachira stocks right now, you are staying broke, I promise you. We also see that the time that he scored being 3 minutes and 40 seconds into the match. We then get hit with a flashback to 44 days before the U20 World Cup, where we see Bachira surrounded by a bunch of kids, as it looks like we'll be getting a closer look into his training that was assigned by Ego. These kids telling Bachira to tell him how to play football and how to cook Nagi supporters on the pitch, you know, goat shit like that. So Bachira starts off with some juggling, showing everyone how to juggle the ball. But when the kids try it, they low-key got no luck. Bachira then tries to tell them to think about it like playing around instead of thinking too hard on it, but these kids are not having any type of luck with it. Even this kid sent the ball to the back of his homeboy's dome. No heads up, no nothing. This girl over here started bawling her eyes out already. She was not built for this shit, grandpa. But to sum it up, they were having no luck at all. But that's when Bachira takes into account that what feels normal to him and what he takes for granted isn't normal and as easy for everyone else. So he takes a different approach. He literally gives everyone a step-by-step on how to juggle the ball, telling them to just catch it after one keep up. And these kids start to have more luck. Bachira then adds on, saying that if they can do that comfortably, then they should try to do it 3 or 4 times in a row, telling them that if they take it step by step, then they'll improve. This kid high-key got the hang of it already, good for him. Bachira then says that if they can do that, then they should try hitting it twice on their foot before catching it. We then see that the task that was assigned by Ego was that teaching others helps one learn, and for Bachira to feel the joy of passing something on. We then see Bachira break it down, saying that in order to teach somebody, you need to put your own sensations into words and then explain them. By doing this, you can confirm what you're feeling and what your true potential is, to awaken the awareness of the hidden instinctual talent within him. And Bachira realizes that Ego assigned Bachira with this task to make him realize it. We then see Bachira showing off his dribbling skills to these jits, and he says that this isn't something that he was taught by anyone, and that it's the very origin of his joy. And if that's the case, then passing, shooting, and trapping comes next, telling the kids to watch him, and that the true essence of his football talent is by turning his dribbling into ego, as he hits the peace sign towards the crowd, saying that he'll become the #1 in the U20 World Cup. Onazi ain't even pressed. He is mesmerized because Bachira got way too much swag right now. So we see Team Nigeria saying that they'll get that point back, and Bello saying that it's time for the counterattack, as it looks like they aren't really changing their attack all too much, with Onazi telling his team to believe in him. Yes, All Might, we get it. But anyways, the match restarts with Team Nigeria in possession of the ball. We see Kuso quickly fake Bachira out and get past him, and even Bachira had to give this guy props. Kuso, still with the nonchalant act going on, says that the midfield built up around him as the axis, and the key is to keep Isagi from touching the ball and connect it to Onazi. And even Team Nigeria knows that Isagi is crazy. As he says that he's revising the match plan, he sends the ball Onazi's way. But we then see Aryu quick to get on that, saying that he stands in Onazi's way. Aryu then explains that in the 14 days given to him by Ego, he learned a new secret technique, being something that shines when a defender faces in a one-on-one, being Judo's Mei or Mai. I don't even know. I'm sorry if I butchered that. But all I know is that that shit looks like a simple domain usage to me. We see that this works with distance and timing. From the subtle movements of the opponent's body and gaze, you can sense their next action. In football, it connects directly to defensive techniques, and we see Onazi trying to shake off Aryu, but Aryu is stuck to him like glue, with him stating that he won't let Onazi pass him. And if Nigeria's debatably best player on the pitch can't get past Aryu of all players, I don't know, that might be saying something. We then see Onazi recognizing that he's having trouble barging straight through and sends the ball back to Kuso, telling him to give him an idea. But that's when Nico comes in out of nowhere and intercepts the pass. And bro is just straight up with them, telling them that they might as well take the P out of the word because that pass was just straight ass. And tells him that if he hesitates, then their intentions will get exposed. Nico is slowly but surely getting so much more cooler in this match, and it is showing. From the face block and now this, I am just so proud of our boy. Kuso says that Nico looks stronger than he looks and that he can't push him back. Oh my goodness. Keep in mind, Kuso is like a 6-foot giant and he is stating that he cannot push Nico back. From now on, we should be calling him Big Nico now because he ain't no little one no more. We see that Ego told Nico that his brain is excellent and simply tells him to carry out the physical transformation to match it. And Nico just says that he trained like crazy. I mean, it ain't look like it for real. It looked like he was struggling with 10 pounds last time, but damn, let me take that shit back, I guess. We see that Kuso and the rest of Team Nigeria did not see this evolution of defense in their prior data. That calm and nonchalant act dropped quick, and he told the team to cut the path towards the goal, as Blue Lock is about to go on another crazy counter. We see Isagi getting marked by this one defender, but that's when we switch back to Nico, asking them if it's okay to leave this space empty, as he's already found a clear route, as he sends a long ball to our boy, the chameleon, Mikage Reo. Kuso is surprised that Isagi isn't the starting point of this play and realizes that they're building an all directions passing formation. Look at the keeper, bro. He is done with this shit already. As we see Reo start to do his copying and charging forward, we see him say creative heart egoist as he's running side by side with Bachira, and Bachira asks if his copy is complete, as we see in the final panel of the chapter that they are about to hit Nigeria with a double Bachira formation, and this shit just looks so damn cool. Bachira fans are being fed like kings, and Reo is getting a lot more shine, and I love it. Look at the pose that Bachira is hitting. He knows he's about to go crazy. He knows that he's swaggy right now. And as we can tell by Kuso's face questioning what's happening, Team Nigeria is just beyond cooked with this one. We start off the chapter with Reo and Bachira charging towards Nigeria's half, and absolutely no talking was done. It was just straight action. Reo copies Bachira's dribbling to a T to get past this one player with his hair up, but that's lame, so we finna call him Man Bun. Sadly, he ain't on screen for long, as right when Reo got past him, he passed the ball to Bachira. Bachira then hits them with the Fortnite emoticon while hitting crazy fast scissor feints on him. He ain't even need to do all that for real. He was just showing off for the team, showing off for the cam. He was really feeling himself, and who can blame him? Two defenders, Mohawk and Beard Sideburns guy, starts charging towards him in an attempt to double press and take the ball from him. But Bachira saw this and he hit the ball over himself with a scorpion kick to the other Bachira, aka Mikage Reo, hitting a chest trap to make his first touch. And honestly, this shit is so cool to me. We get some more Kuso inner monologue because he's basically the Isagi of Team Nigeria, let's keep it a buck, but he sees that the real Meguru Bachira and the copy of Bachira, being Reo of course, is hitting a linkup play, and ultimately Team Nigeria can't react and adapt to such a playstyle off rip, being that they didn't have any data on it prior. And look at that face, bro is quite literally in disbelief, as we see this playstyle of freedom and technicality as Reo and Bachira are just breaking through from the center of the field, making 1-2 passes to each other. We see Obobona talking about some foul them if you have to. Bro, Obobona, we are only like 5 minutes or so into the match and you want to get carded? Do you want to be the #1 bench warmer of Nigeria or something? Bello following through with this idea, but that's when we see Ren and Isagi, with both of them essentially asking for the ball to be passed to them, as we see that now the double aces of Japan, tough ass nickname for them by the way, holy shit, are acting as the wings, joining in on the counter led by Reo and Bachira. Kuso looks like he's just dead ass despairing right now, like he's just being hit after surprise by Blue Lock. It's too much for his brain to handle at this point. Right now, he's pretty much just explaining what's happening into words, saying that from here, the double aces will break through the pass selection, a seamless change in attacking variations, as he even sees that Blue Lock got way too many options at their disposal at the moment. He continues on saying that Blue Lock is unpredictable, questioning what they'll pull off next. Little does he know what's about to happen. We see Reo ditch the Bachira copy form as he hits a copy change, changing into our GOAT, the Red Panther, Chigiri Hyoma. Bro even copied the Panther in the back. This shit is too tough. Hits the ball to the right a bit, and Kuso sees that it's not a pass and that he's actually creating a shooting lane with his movement, and we see Reo say form Chigiri with the 44 in his eyes. Oh my gosh, what a chef's kiss, a beautiful touch as he hits the 44 Panther snipe on Obobona and Bello, with the ball curving past Bello's head top. Now Obobona, you are like 0-3 right now. People want to give you one because Onazi stopped Ren's shot. Stop the cap, bro. That still means you ain't do your job. Actually, it's worse, being that the striker came in to stop the ball. As we see the ball flying towards the net, with the keeper diving for dear life to even get a finger on the ball. Why y'all making him do this shit right now, bro? He looks so done with this match from last chapter. But Kuso says that Blue Lock's plays are too crazy and insane, as we see that they managed to get up 2-0 on Nigeria in like less than 5 minutes of the match, as Kuso questions if Blue Lock is really this strong. We see Reo and he ain't even do nothing crazy. He just said that he'll win on his own. Oh my gosh, Reo, you are too tough right now. Y'all Nagi fans gotta listen to me, bro, because what did I say? That white-haired ass can was only gonna hold Reo back from what he can really do. We see the commentators going crazy, saying that Reo just made a super golazo. The crowd is going crazy as well. The commentator says that Reo recreated the cut-in shot from Chigiri that he showed in the Neo Egoist League, a mid-range blast right after the goal. Even Chigiri had to grin after that because Reo ain't shame him using his move. We then cut to Team Nigeria starting to get a little worried. Bello holding his head saying that they're gonna lose. No fucking shit, bro. The series is called Blue Lock for a reason, dog. Obobona says that Japan is pretty strong, with all of them acknowledging that the world wall is before them. And Kuso got no words right now, surprisingly. But that's when Onazi comes in holding the ball in hand, as he says that the situation for them is good right now because a comeback would look mad crazy, saying that they'll smash all of that into pieces, being that they've made it this far. As Kuso is surprised by this, Onazi holds up the ball, saying that they are connected through football, saying that they are family, holding the ball next to his head with a big smile on his face. We then get a little backstory 12 years back in Nigeria, and look at bro with the dashiki, whole family's dripped out, okay. We then see that all of them are actually from an orphanage, with Lil Obobona and Bello chasing after the ball. Onazi is just sitting in a corner, and Kuso looks at Onazi, questioning why he hasn't gotten along with anyone since he's come to the orphanage, and Onazi just gave bro a side eye. But look at the emptiness in his eyes, bro. Kuso tells him that being alone forever isn't fun, as he tries to invite Onazi to play football with them, but Onazi still doesn't say a word. Kuso then shares with Onazi that his parents are gone as well, and that's why the people at the orphanage are like family to him, telling Onazi that everyone is just like him, in the same boat. But to no avail, Onazi is still silent, so that's when Kuso hits him with what makes everybody talk, being rage bait, telling Onazi that he can just go live a lonely life just as he's doing right now, dropping the ball behind him. But the next second, Kuso catches a ball to the back of the dome as he turns to face Onazi, with him saying that he's not lonely at all, nor doesn't he want something like that. Kuso hits him with more rage bait, saying that his face and his words aren't matching, but we see Onazi start to tear up, repeatedly saying that he isn't lonely at all. He then dashes past Kuso, and we see him on the field pushing Bello aside with the ball, and they are just confused as shit. Obobona questions if he's trying to pick a fight with them, and we see Onazi do some feints before dribbling past Obobona and Bello. He then steps off Bello's face into the air and is about to hit an insane clip on him at the ripe age of like 4 years old, and Kuso is looking at all of this with light in his eyes, completely shocked at this, asking Onazi for his name, as he gives them his name, scoring this crazy volley shot. As he lands and looks behind them, we see the three just hyped as hell, welcoming him, saying nice to meet him, stating that they are his new family now. Onazi tells the team to believe in him, saying that it's okay because he's here, and it seems like the other three aren't too worried or doubtful of the situation. But that's when we hear someone say that Onazi is not okay, as we see that it is Mr. Isagi Yoichi himself, saying that standing right before them is him, taking Onazi's whole flow, saying that he's here, with Onazi just glaring at him. The crowd cheering, with the announcers talking about the 2-goal lead Japan has over Nigeria at the moment, with the clock showing that they are 35 minutes into the half with 10 minutes left, and don't even ask me where all that time went in between Bachira scoring in like 4 minutes, and now I swear only one play was made. Maybe the Nigeria 4 had a longer backstory than we thought. But anyways, the announcer asks the question if this will be the start of Nigeria's counterattack, or will Japan push past them, with the stadium erupting with only 10 minutes remaining in the first half. As we restart the match, we see Onazi pass the ball to Kuso to kick off the match. We then get some Kuso monologue, of course, with him saying that he understands everything that has happened up until this point. Little does he know he does not understand half of it. Kuso states that Blue Lock is by far the strongest opponent that they have faced against out of all the matches that they've played so far. He goes on saying that the source of Japan's power lies in 3 players, with them being Isagi Yoichi, Karasu Tabito, and Oliver Aiku. By analyzing their tactics calmly with intelligence and logic, those 3 can read the danger on the field and break through anything while also controlling it simultaneously. On top of that, they have their 2 spears of unfettered imagination and explosive speed, being Bachira and Chigiri, their unpredictable destructive genius being Itoshi Rin, their imitative artisan and the cool-headed left-footed passer being Reo and Hiyori, and finally, the 2 contrasting defenders at the back line with Aiku, who couldn't be more unlike each other, being Nico and Aryu. We see Kuso actually manage to get a pass through while being marked by Karasu, saying that the one that's keeping this chaotic circus of a team together without a doubt is Isagi. If anyone is a chaotic circus, it'll be y'all damn monk. Kuso says that with Isagi's brain and adaptability, the work only their ringleader Isagi can pull off, and that they have to take him down or there's no chance that Nigeria can win. We see the ball curving past Reo to Nigeria's main man, their one-man army, Onazi. I just know that that man Chigiri was chasing that nigga down like he was a criminal. Okay, let me stop with the jokes. We then pick up right where we left off with the backstory, with Bello saying that Onazi's amazing with that goal, questioning if he's ever played football before, with Onazi saying that it's his first time, leaving Obabona amazed, and Kuso saying that he's a genius. We see Obabona say that with Onazi on their side, that they can even have a chance of going pro. With Onazi passing the ball to Bello, we then get a little Bello agreeing to Obabona's comments, saying that they should dream big and win the World Cup. As Bello makes a one-touch pass with Hiyori on him, we see Obabona and he's thinking about how they can turn their current lives around and get rich, to where Kuso was like, obviously, and that they can buy anything and go anywhere they want, like try tasty food or pretty girls. Yeah, their heads are already in the gutter. No wonder that they're on fraud watch right now because of Blue Lock. Their ego is not in the right place. Onazi tries to bring everyone back to reality, being that it's not that simple and that going pro is crazy hard. But Bello and Obo say that it's fine because they've got him here. Obviously, this has Onazi confused as fuck, but Kuso says that it's fine because they've got him here and that he can feel like they're actually able to dream now, being sure that he's been chosen by fate, calling him their shining hope. We then see Onazi being talked about in the news, and he was low-key popping off 6-0 on this random ass team, goddamn. And we even see them all celebrating after becoming the champions in the U20 Africa Cup. As we see that it's 1 minute left in the first half, I honestly do not understand where all this time is going, because I'll be damn sure Nigeria ain't had possession for like 10 minutes of the match. But anyways, as Kuso is about to pass the ball, he says that Onazi's weapon is his overwhelming momentum due to his extraordinary heart and lungs, and above all, his natural jumping and flexibility that makes his mid-air plays possible. Kuso manages to cross the ball towards Onazi with Karasu and Aryu on him, saying that the greatest reason why Onazi is a striker is that his ability to shoot in mid-air effectively doubles his shot area. Isagi and Aiku are on him, and Onazi talking about some he finna surpass Isagi. Who does this nigga think he is? But we see Gagamaru in the back, and my man is locked in like no tomorrow. That sob story, that weak ass bag story ain't do shit. He even telling him to bring it on. We then see that the letter Ego sent him, saying that he's still using his talents to fight, and for him to acquire a goalkeeper's body by undergoing some special training batting practice. We then see Gagamaru in front of the net with a pitching machine in front of him, and we see that baseballs are smaller and faster than footballs, so this will hone his reaction speed, as Gagamaru has already figured out, with him saying that it feels like his eyes and body are working 1.5 times faster, telling himself to return to the middle once he's grabbed the ball, and not just his head but learn it with his body as well. As we see Onazi manage to get his shot off, with Kuso telling him to go, even Gagamaru had to give props to the shot. He just knows he's about to shit on him. He sees that the ball's trajectory is tilting upwards, but his body is already moving on its own. He's even saying that the ball is moving slower than the baseball, saying that this puny shot, yes, the puny shot that he just gave props to, can't slip past him. Oh nah, as he hits a crazy ass save, diving towards the right, claiming that he is Japan's guardian deity. Got Isagi grinning and Onazi shook. Yeah, buddy, that backstory can't save you from this ass whooping. The ref being seen for the first time. Wait, Noel Noah, is that you? We see the ref blow his whistle as the first half has ended, with the crowd going crazy, Kuso shook to his core, and Gagamaru saying that he's got this on lock. Oh my goodness, the blue lock is real. So we cut to Japan's locker room with Raichi, Nanase, and Kurona all hyped and giving props to the guys for the way that they were playing. Fukaku even had to dap up Gagamaru for that save just now. That's what I like to see above all. Good sportsmanship in this very toxic ass team. Aiku says that Aryu and Nico are both doing well, but also gives them the real, saying that they're pushing up too far and for them to pay closer attention to the defensive line in the second half. They both understand, but they both say that they can't hold back when it comes to a 1v1, as we saw that they were completely locking up debatably Nigeria's top 2 players. Karasu comes in saying that they could have scored another goal, asking Chigiri and Hiyori if they're focusing too much on crosses, telling them to try and take more shots. Chigiri telling bro to wait until the second half. I'ma hold you to that, Chigiri, you better show out for real. Hiyori telling Karasu to take more shots himself, but he's saying that he already knows that. Henri is just watching all of this, seeing that everyone is so prideful and they haven't even set their second half strat on the table, stating that everyone is growing at such an insane pace and that they have to clear the group stage and that they'll win. But that's when Isagi comes in saying that there's no point in winning if they play like this. How greedy? How much more does this nigga even want? Nah, but deadass though, Isagi says that if they keep doing the same old thing, they won't grow, and that's why they're gonna try something new in the second half. Karasu says fine, and he low-key looks a little salty. I don't know, I'm just saying. Bachira asks Isagi what he has in mind, and he says that they'll play a false 9, pushing with the second and third lines. Isagi says that he tried this in practice, and if it works, then they'll have more options on the attack. Aiku says that it sounds interesting, but he asks about the risks, questioning Isagi that wouldn't holding the score till the end also count as experience as well. But that's when Isagi says that why don't they do both, trying new things and making sure they secure the win. We then get a Metavision user ass meeting with Isagi, Aiku, Nico, and Karasu, with Nico saying that it's easier said than done, but trying out new ideas on the offensive means that the defensive has to adjust accordingly as well. And Isagi says that they'll fix that and he'll talk to Ego. And of course, coming from Isagi, Ego gonna have to approve that shit. He really can't say no to his favorite son for real. Karasu questions if they can really change everything all of a sudden just like that, but we see someone say that they're on board with this idea, as we see that that person is Ren, saying that just winning isn't enough for him and he'll crush them in a whole new way. And besides, he ain't even get to score yet, and that it's time for him to stop pretending to be a nice guy. Yes sir, Demon home. I am so ready to see second selection Ren back to piece up Team Nigeria. And the reason I didn't say Destroyer Ren is because, let's be honest, it wouldn't even be a match at that point if we brought out that demon. And we see Isagi agree with this. We then cut to Team Nigeria's locker room and shit ain't looking too good, I'ma keep it a buck. Bello's already clutching half of his face like he's already been despairing, saying that they can't beat them. Obo says that if things keep going like this, then they'll lose. So one of the other players asks their coach what they should do, as we get the first look at their coach, and his name is Ganbali. He can't even lie, saying that Blue Lock is impressive and that they can set up plays all over the field and still score goals, calling Isagi in particular impressive. Ganbali continues on saying that they haven't been able to play at all so far, and that Onazi hasn't been able to play. Onazi got his head down with a towel on his head, saying that this has never happened before and that this is bad news. And as Kuso, Bello, and Obo start looking concerned, we see that Onazi is realizing that this is the World Cup and he's actually mad hype, being that Blue Lock is a beast. Obo and Bello looking at bro like,
this nigga is crazy.
We see Onazi say that in the second half, Isagi will be there, and not gonna lie, he look a little crazy. It looks like he trying to run the ones with Maharaga's evil twin. As Kuso sees this, Onazi asks everyone why they think Japan is so strong. Bello says that it's because they can attack in many ways, and Obo says that it's because all 11 of them are trying to score, with Onazi saying that they're spot on and that every single one of them lives for the goal. But we cut back to Blue Lock's side and look at my boy Kunigami and Baro on the side. Ego, please play them soon. I'm starting to miss my two muscle freaks, bro. And to the one Shido fan in the back, please savor this appearance because you are not seeing bro in a long ass time. Ego comes in though, asking the team why people say things like, I want to win, and this kind of throws Isagi off a bit. Bachira says that it's cause winning feels good, but Ego tries to go deeper, adding on to it saying, then why does winning feel good? And Isagi says that in that way you prove that you're superior to others, and Ego is like, exactly. And that instinct is carved into the genes of human beings. And look at my goat Shido on the side. I'm really starting to miss my dog so much, man. Ego goes on with his little cartoon examples, saying that an individual must show superiority to survive, and the stronger people have a better chance of leaving descendants. And look at this overly going cat talking about some I want your genes. Like, get your ass on, bro. This nigga is shaped like a Christmas stocking. But he says that Blue Lock exists precisely to draw out that survival instinct and create the strongest individuals in the world. We go back to Onazi saying that he wants to beat Blue Lock, and he suggests to try and play like them, asking the team what they think about it. Obo and Bello are kind of caught off guard because they know that they aren't built like Onazi and they don't got his attributes, but Onazi says that it doesn't matter and for them to give it a try anyways. He then asks the coach if that's okay, and he says since it's from him, they'll take this challenge head on and crush them. And Kuso looks completely lost, and I'm actually surprised because we're getting all this monologue in game, but now during halftime he can't even speak. We go back to Ego, and he says that if all human beings were guided only by the instincts of I want to win or I want to prove my superiority, conflicts and prejudice would multiply and wars would never end. But to prevent that, humanity created laws and rules, trying to evolve towards a life where everyone is treated equally. But that ultimately led to people being able to live without the feeling of wanting to win. And that apathetic world is what humanity calls peace, shocking Isagi. Ego adds on, saying that's why he keeps on appealing to this instinct of I want to win in Blue Lock, so that the true burning desire within them doesn't get swallowed up by this apathetic world. And of course, this includes himself. And peep Team Nigeria all hype after Onazi telling them to go for goals themselves. No hate to the coach, of course, but Onazi seems like he be giving the team the most motivation and confidence to keep going. But anyways though, Ego says that Blue Lock is a living laboratory created to rip away those who got too comfortable with peace, laying bare their instincts and desires, telling his diamonds in the rough that want to win that he'll grant them a new formula. As we see both teams walking back onto the pitch, with Ego asking the question being if they know why football has the power to captivate people. As we also kick off the second half of the match with Isagi passing the ball to Ren, Ego goes on saying that regardless of birth or wealth, with just a single ball, anyone in the world can freely begin playing football. And I mean, the nigga's not wrong. Look at my go Kaiser as a prime example. Bro's whole thug life changed after he bought that football. Ego says that this is without a doubt one of the reasons why the number of people who can take part in the sport is so good. And damn, look at Ren breaking past two people instantly. Really got him looking like they're moving in slow motion in a damn manga panel. As Kuso and Bello are also on the move, we see that Ego says that when it comes down to the origin of the sport as its essence or core, it's something even more primitive, and that's why the human heart instinctively becomes enthralled to sports. And oh my days, is that Obo doing his job as a defender against Itoshi Ren? Bro, he managed to take the ball and all the Nigerians got hyped as hell off the rip. But now it's time for them to activate their counterattack. Look at Ren's face though right now. I don't think I've ever seen bro this terrified over someone that it wasn't like the ace of the team. His movement is being restricted by Obo as he sends the ball to Kuso, who then gave it right to Bello. Seeing that he ain't passed it to Onazi and that he is going for the goal himself, dribbling past Karasu. Karasu sees this though and tells bro not to get full of himself and to not even dream of scoring a goal. Oh my goodness, why did that sound like it had some sort of hate behind it? Bello sends the ball away though, being that Karasu was about to take that shit. And now Sadiq got the ball. He tells Bello that it was a perfect pass. I don't know how the hell that shit was perfect when he was getting completely shut down by Karasu. And Reo sends the comm that he's attacking solo, and Chigiri says to adapt to him. Sadiq then shouts out that they'll also each play selfishly like Blue Lock. Ego adds on to what he was saying before, saying that football exchanges one another's will and corners the prey. We see Chigiri and Reo come into double press Sadiq. Low-key kinda crazy how much effort is being used on a background character, but I can't hate. We rock with our dog Sadiq. We see Onazi in the cut, with Ego finishing his sentence that football is nothing less than the evolved form of hunting. We then see Onazi swoop in to take the ball, but Ego poses another question, asking what the role of a striker would be. At the very front lines of the struggle, avoiding the enemy's gaze, they would be the ones who deliver the fatal strike to the great prey. And we see that Isagi is trying to stop him, as we get this beautiful double spread with Isagi, Aryu, and Aiku on Onazi trying to stop him, where Ego says that because of this, the striker is the being that instinct itself pursues as the hero, making Onazi look like this cool ass warrior and Gagamaru being a big ass mammoth. Seems pretty accurate to me. But damn, I thought that this match was in Japan, but I guess I was wrong, cause now Nigeria got home court advantage. Nah, the domain usage in this match already is crazy. Anyways though, Aryu and Aiku managed to make a wall in front of the net, and all Onazi can do is grit his teeth and respect that shit, cause they are not making this easy for Nigeria in the slightest, saying Japan is really something. But that's when he dishes a pass to the side, catching Aiku and Aryu off guard, cause usually at this point Onazi would try and make the shot himself. But now they're using brains more than bronze, and it's finally getting them new results. We see that he sent the ball to Kuso, who's making his way towards the box, telling him to go. And as he's about to take the final shot, Ego continues on, saying in other words, the so-called world's #1 striker must also be the world's #1 hunter. As we see big bro Ren come in to block that shit, and look at this nigga's face. You can just tell that he's been hungry to get in on the action. Ren then gives it to Kuso straight that his desire to score isn't strong enough, saying it was too soft, calling him a four-eyed cornrowed nerd. Oh my, that was definitely the first, but hey, at least he got his facts straight with the cornrow part. As the crowd is hyped, we see the second ball in the air, with Ego saying that is why humans feel the most primal pulse of life in this simple game of kicking a ball, and instinctively become addicted to it. Aiku's already dashing for the second ball, and Bella was just looking around like he's lost or some shit trying to find it. But Ego says that this is football's formula of frenzy, as Aiku takes advantage of the situation and sends the ball Isagi's way. This nigga Isagi like, try me Ren, and Ren is like, I bet then, let's go. As we see Ego tell them to go hunting, as the hunters who dream of being the world's best, and to prove that they are the heroes, with Isagi and Ren charging forth. So the chapter starts off with a cutback to the Blue Lock 11 in the locker room during halftime, and Isagi's telling the team that they should change their strat and to try out a new formation. Also seeing that Nigeria has also changed their tactics as well, always chasing that insatiable ego. As we tap back into the match, Isagi with the ball says instead of having the whole team push forward like before, Ren and him will focus on breaking through the center, sending 1-2s to each other to build momentum. And by doing so, the other blue lockers can also create scoring opportunities on their own, a variation of the zero top system. Isagi passes to Ren, and we got Chigiri and them charging in as well. Sadiq and Team Nigeria are panicking because they ain't never see this type of playbook till now from Blue Lock. And I'm sorry, but I thought this was the U20 World Cup. Cause why is this nigga just dead bald? And watch them say that this nigga is like 19 or something. Like what? Oh, they're so lucky I wasn't on the field, or I would just be gripping this nigga's head top like he was Michael Jordan. Oh my god. They see that the twin aces are making it up the field with 1-2s, and that's when we go back 30 days to Ren's training with the Tibetan monks. Nigga wanna be Batman so bad. We see Ren meditating, and Gramps is over here telling him to empty his mind and for him to let his heart become essentially nothingness. Ren's trying his hardest to concentrate, but he is getting rage baited in his own mind by his two biggest ops, and what makes it even worse is that they're in a gacha form. Like, oh my goodness, this man genuinely cannot win. He gets pissed though, and Gramps smacked his shoulder. Grams continues to tell Ren to cast away his attachments and to only focus on his true self within. And Ren is getting pissed. I'd be worried for Gramps at this point, cause this nigga is a YN, we all know it. Hit him hard enough and he might just send you to the Lord before you can say amen. Ren knows though that deep down, without Isagi or Sai, he wouldn't have become the player that he is today. And if a true self within really does exist, then the heart that he dug up, raw and unfiltered, born from that impulse is clear, being the desire to destroy Isagi and Sai. Ren then states that to destroy himself, even as he reaches for glory, being the goal, anything that stands in the way of that instinct is nothing but a delusion, managing to get a pass through while being double pressed. Bachira receives the pass, and nice ass first touch. Ha! Nagi who? We ain't never need that nigga for shit! Bachira says that it's time for them to score another goal, and Ego is telling his unpolished gemstones of talent to go, being that to human instinct, football is hunting, and the striker is the heroic figure who delivers the fatal blow to the prey. Bachira takes the shot, but it gets blocked by Obo, and I was on stream like, oh my goodness, because he was actually doing his job not once, but twice now. I think back-to-back chapters too. Like, this was honestly a miracle to see. Like, this is what we live for. The second ball bounces, and we see my nigga Hiyori go for the shot with no hesitation, but the keeper dives and makes the save, and I can't even hate, because this is exactly what we wanted. The pain, the hustle, and for these niggas to do their job. Oh my goodness, I could cry right now. Kinda sad that it was on my boy Hiyori, but I'm sure his goal will come in due time in this tournament. Ego continues on, saying that on the grandest hunting ground in the world, the player who becomes the world's #1 striker will be the one whose ability and mentality are most suited for it. We see Chigiri pick up the scraps of the loose ball, and he sent it back to the center. He really wasn't trying to end this play on a loss. It was either they get a goal now or face the fraud allegations from their own community later. Onazi takes the ball to the face though, and he low-key ate that shit too. And Ego is still yapping, telling them to see if their egos can reach the level of a hero. Bello and Mr. 5 dreads to the back of his head, giving props to Onazi for the face block, and making it known that if they cannot win the second ball, they won't be able to stop them. Like they would have been able to if they got the ball. They would have lost that shit in the same instance. We see the second ball in the air, and Ren is looking up at it, thinking about things like his brother Sai, his rival Isagi, and being the world's #1, being that they're all titles imposed by others, which are the real delusions. Passing to Isagi, with him passing to Bachira, telling himself not to slam the brakes on the urges to destroy, and to turn this natural form of random bursts of rampage into his default state, and to become the beast of destruction that doesn't need to stick out its tongue anymore. He's finally hanging up the freakiness. Good shit though, it was not a good look for you, my boy. Isagi's making his run, and Onazi looks fucking terrified. Probably thinks that Blue Lock is using some black magic, voodoo, juju magic or some shit. He sees that the twin aces that were just linking up a second ago are now breaking through, going for their own goals, but quickly changes his mind after seeing everyone in Blue Lock trying to go for their own goal, asking himself, how are they supposed to stop this? I mean, hey, I don't blame bro. I'd be shitting my pants too if I was faced up against Chigiri, Isagi, Reo, Ren, and Hiyori charging at me. Bachira then sends a pass on Bello's head, and the ones breaking through to receive it are of course Isagi and Ren. I feel so bad for this keeper. Two of the best strikers are now in front of him. He is better than me though. I would have been like Braun, started packing up then and there and leaving. Isagi says that he knew Ren would come, but the ball is closer to him, so he has the advantage to shoot first. But Ren takes a different approach, saying that if Isagi stakes everything on logic, reducing himself to just a tool for victory, then he'll just bet everything on instinct, selling his soul to adrenaline. And I kid you not, he flips over Isagi while he was getting ready to shoot his direct shot. Bro trying to be my GOAT Kaiser so bad. Genuinely though, when did bro add this to his bag work? Is this what happens when you hang with them Tibetan monks? Oh my goodness, Batman, put me on. Look at Isagi though. He looks so fucking clueless right now. Ego asks if Ren has reached that point of living as a hero, unafraid of death, as he hits this beautiful ass shot, and that shit is green like no tomorrow, making it 3-0 Japan. I don't know why they keep her die for it, but hey, I fuck with the hustle at least. That's all we can ask for. So Isagi calls Ren a freak, realizing that what Ren meant by, if you're not a hero, then die. Bro trying so hard not to crash out. Look at the veins popping, bro. But Ren just says, banish everything and open the eyes of instinct, sticking his tongue out, looking like an emo and a bad bitch at the same time. The commentators going crazy over Ren's crazy ass super goal. The crowd is going dummy right now. Even got the nigga from Mushoku Tensei in the cut. I don't know why this nigga came to the stadium with this type of cut. Nigga really looked at his barber dead in the eyes in his chair and said, yeah, this is the one. I bet he tipped him like crazy too. Jesus. More importantly, we see Isagi's parents and Bachira's mom hyped as hell. We love to see it. We then get this beautiful double spread panel of the announcers Tom Balsam by using Isagi's back. No, by borrowing it. No. His back was indeed used without the slightest bit of knowledge or consent, but as we can see, Japan is up 3-0 on Nigeria's ass. Look at Ren posing up for the cameras, bro, trying to be on the cover of FIFA or something. They even got the instant replay cam going on in the back. I forgot if they've had this throughout the match, but I do like the addition of it. Isagi asks Ren if he was always aiming for that move the whole time, you know, to show off, or farm, you know how I get. And Ren was like, nah, bro, I was just watching you, Demon King. Why are y'all flirting on the pitch right now? Ref, break this up. We gotta restart the match. Ren then goes on to explain his play, saying that when Onazi came in to try and block them, he knew that if he left it up to Isagi, he'd switch to using his 2-gun volley to score the goal. And that's why he had to snatch it before that happened, and to score from the inspiration he got from that exact moment. He also called Onazi bunhead, and all I'ma say to you, Ren, is that you better hope that the mic ain't pick it up, or you'd be cancelled on X or something. Ren continues on, saying that he used that impulse to score that goal and surpass Isagi in that moment, and once his big bro side comes to the team, he'll challenge him as a striker that denies his existence completely. Isagi in the corner grinning at his ego, telling Ren to keep it up and that he'll surpass even his wildest imaginations and grow stronger with those puzzle pieces. Yo, who is this nigga feeling like? I mean, I like the confidence and shit, but damn. Bachira telling them not to get too fired up without him, and Chigiri says that he'll be the next one to score, and then Karasu talking about some, no, it's me. No, nigga, it's not, and far from it. We then switch to the sidelines with Henri hyped that they are up 3-0 and that they can win. She says that it was supposed to be a tough match and that each one of them are being active on the field. Perfect entrance and plus points, and even the newly found formation they demonstrated is perfect. And don't think I don't see you, Corona. You short, but you not short enough to take a peek at Henri, I see. Ooh, you know what you are. Ego comes through saying that Ren's talent and mentality to score fits the qualities of a hero born to be a striker. He is the possessor of that chosen special trait, but there's not just one path to becoming the hero, and we all know this very well, making everyone strive for the path of a protagonist, telling her not to forget that is the magic of Blue Lock that draws out their talent. I don't know why they showed off the back line plus Hiyori, but hey, maybe they might get a crazy block or something in the next chapter, but I don't know. I'm just a commentator. We see that there is only 15 minutes before the end of the second half, as Team Nigeria just looks utterly defeated, knowing that scoring 3 points from now is just flat out impossible. And look at Kuso finally making his appearance again. Obo says that Japan is disgustingly strong, but Bello comes in talking about how fun the last play was just now, with just all of them talking about how everyone was aiming for their own goals selfishly. It was a playstyle of not relying on Onazi completely, and overall, it was new and exciting. Bello says that it's gonna be tough to win, but for now, even if they manage to score 1 goal, they can change. And everyone is hyped at this idea except for Onazi and Kuso. But that's when we see Isagi walking towards them with the ball in hand, telling them all to stop and that it's meaningless. Bello is confused. He was probably like, how can you understand my language? And then he's like, oh yeah, I got the new AirPods with live translation in. But once I saw this look on Isagi's face, I just knew he was about to hit him with some disrespectful ass shit. Isagi says that right now they're just feeling a temporary high while watching an interesting movie, and they used a reference panel of someone watching the Demon Slayer movie as an example. Kaneshiro and Nomura really know ball for real, they're really tapped in. Isagi says that they're just being influenced by the characters in the movie and that they think that they can live like them as well, which is honestly facts. I'm not gonna lie to you. All of y'all watching and reading Blue Lock thinking you can become the next Messi or Ronaldo. Spoiler alert, you won't. Everyone that watched the Demon Slayer movie would swear on their lives that they would get back for their girl like Akaza did and kill 67 niggas with their bare hands. Yeah, buddy, alright, maybe with a Glock, but you are not on Akaza type timing, I am sorry. Isagi tells Team Nigeria that currently they think those are their true feelings, but they're only accepting the parts that fit them best. And after they leave the cinema or the match after today, they'll forget the feeling the next day, telling them that people won't change from that instant ego. Look at Kuso not saying a word like a good boy. He just knows Isagi is speaking facts right now. Obo asks what Isagi even knows about them, to where Isagi tells them that it's because they refer to themselves as we. Oh my goodness, everyone lock in, we're about to get the trash talking of a lifetime. As Team Nigeria is reasonably confused at this, Isagi then repeats what they just said about how they can change and what does he know about them. By making it into everyone's problem, they are running away from the true nature of the present. This mass psychology makes them stop thinking by allowing them to shift their own responsibilities away. He then goes on to tell them, while holding up his index finger, that he isn't saying this to them as a whole, but speaking to each and every one of them individually, as he points to his head, telling them to pay attention up here and think again with their own brains about how it feels to play against Blue Lock. Oh my goodness, this nigga is giving a better pep talk than their own coach and best player combined. He really got pissed and told them to lock in. Really hit him with a think, Mark, think, monkeys, think. Wait, chill out, that's not what I meant. We then see someone ball up their fists, as it turns out to be Onazi, as he answers the question, saying that it's frustrating and that he doesn't want it to end like this. He continues on admitting that the way that he is now, he doesn't believe that he'll be able to defeat Blue Lock, as his ego is at its boiling point right now. And of course, Kuso is shocked at this. Isagi's like, yes, that's good, I like that energy out of you, my boy. He then asks him another question, if his wish is to make memories with his friends, to where Onazi says that it's not. And then Isagi hits him with a follow-up, asking if it's the title of Nigeria's hero, to where Onazi says that it's not, and that is to become the best striker in the world. And this nigga Isagi is grinning, talking about some, that's right, as he throws the ball to them, telling Onazi to come destroy him and to change their own lives while they were at it. Who is this nigga feeling like right now? He really just added like 10 plus chapters to this match with that motivational ass speech, bro. This is unheard of. This is actually crazy. Onazi catches the ball and then he tells Isagi that he's huge. Whoa. Pause on that, my nigga, pause. But he then asks where he got that relentless ego from, to where Isagi answers, saying that it's curiosity to himself. The crowd cheering, and this nigga with the drums think he's speed watching Ronaldo last weekend. The announcer says that there's only 15 minutes left in the opening match in the U20 World Cup. The new U20 Blue Lock of Japan is leading with a whopping 3-0. We then see the substitution board come out as we see Ego make the boss call and sub in my boys Kurona and Raichi onto the pitch. Really glad to see them get some shine this early on into the U20 World Cup, because I'ma keep it a buck, we might never see them again in the future matches. This nigga Raichi talking about some of the match closer steps onto the field, and I won't even flame him for this, because not only do I fuck with the energy he's showing off right off the subbing, but let's keep it a buck, bro. At this point, even Igaguri can do some detrimental damage against Team Nigeria. We then see that it was Hiyori and Chigiri who ended up being the ones to be subbed out as a result, which makes sense because we haven't really seen them get active since like the first 3 chapters, and I knew once Reo used the 44 Panther snipe, Chigiri was not getting his highlight in this match. Ego says that the experiment has ended, and in these last 15 minutes, he's telling the team to end Team Nigeria with a 0, a clean sweep. This might be glazed, but bro was mad tough saying this. Oh my god. We restart the match, and Raichi's already got his sights on Kuso. Yeah, them Kuso stocks keep going down chapter by chapter. What did I tell you? Nigeria is the equivalent to Raichi level and Igaguri level. We then continue from where we left off last chapter, going into Isagi's training from Ego 44 days prior to the U20 World Cup that transformed his ego. We see him watching the VODs that were sent to him, and even on the plane on his way to Europe, with even Salah in the cut, and he even scored a goal. Like, what is this? With this assignment Ego gave to Isagi, he knows that by learning more about football, his sense of values change and become newer. We see Isagi hyped because of this goal and eagerly wanting to try out this new version of himself once he gets back home to Japan. We then pan to these 2 kids also hyped at Salah's goal and even inspired to become players of their own someday and hopefully get a Ballon d'Or. This reminds Isagi of his childhood and why exactly he started playing football in the first place, as we go back to baby Isagi. We see Mama Yoichi trying to comfort him as he's crying, and turns out this nigga was crying because of a damn mosquito, and turns out this nigga was a damn crybaby who was crying over literally anything and everything. Who would have guessed that now this nigga would put fear into other people, have them have whole PTSD flashbacks and sleep paralysis demons of himself and other people? Papa Isagi Loki outs him, saying that he even cries to raindrops, wondering why that is. Now, there's a part of the Egoist Bible, like the Blue Lock light novel, that mentions Isagi being able to sense before it would rain or some shit. Just the common connection between the two. Now, personally, I never really spoke on it because I ain't tap into the light novel, but yeah. Definitely some early planting foreshadowing right here. But Pops ends up surprising him with tickets to go out and see a football game as a family IRL. We ain't gonna say too much on the drip because he's keeping it casual. You see the straw hat, Luffy inspiration, I feel that. His mom asks if he's okay and to let them know if he feels scared at any time, to where his pop says that he's surprisingly doing fine because he's like calm. Isagi's eyes are glued to the field as he sees that there's a lot of people and a lot of craziness going on, and starting to understand the idea of the sport, like how they're all chasing after one ball and how it's an 11 versus 11 match to steal the goal. And we see this player score a goal. If anyone knows who this is, please let me know in the comments. But Isagi says that at that moment, he felt as if his brain awakened as he was mesmerized by it. A very similar reaction to how Ness viewed the sport at first. Isagi says that he wants to try scoring goals himself and being on the pitch. And now that he takes a second to think about it, he might have been stimulated by the so-called instincts of hunting that Ego mentioned before. He thought football was fun, and whatever it was, he wanted to learn more about it, and he wanted to grow stronger day by day. And before he knew it, he became engrossed with himself. Look how he's looking at Noah on the big screen as a kid. And look what happened in the NEL. Reminder, please never meet your idols. Isagi continues on, saying that over time that feeling has faded as he grew up from a teen to an adult with his school team, and he felt like dying inside. And honestly, this just might be the only person that can get me more mad than Nagi on sight. Ooh, I hope this nigga Isagi gives him the ego of doom when they meet again. But anyways, once Isagi went to Blue Lock and met all the different types of egoists there, he realized the name of his passion that he lost. And speak of the devil, how did they sneak him into this chapter? Oh my god. But I'm gonna keep it a bug. He did have a big impact on Isagi's growth, so I'm gonna chill out on him for now. But watch out, never sneak him in a panel again, Nomura. After coming to Blue Lock, from that time, the true form of what he felt is called the curiosity towards himself. As we tap back into the Nigeria match with Raichi and Corona double pressing Onazi right off the bat, messing up the pass. How are we getting shown up by niggas like these, bro? And they my dogs, don't get me wrong, but this is just so disappointing for Nigeria. They keep disappointing chapter after chapter. And to think that I had hope for you from the last chapter, shame on you, Onazi. Nigeria ain't give up though, as we see Bello trying to get the loose ball, but that's when we see Isagi agreeing with himself, and that if he doesn't excite himself, then who would want to live his life, referring to himself in third person, managing to beat Bello to the ball with the meta vision and the puzzle pieces on go. And as he's on the move, Isagi says that his adaptability, his hopes on someone else, his pleasure, frustration, and even his hopelessness, saying for it to come at him more. He really saying that he wants all the pain, all the smoke, it ain't enough right now, stating that he wants to live on the battlefield to meet the new version of himself with his desire to evolve, being boundless. Oh my god, this nigga is on a different type of timing. We see Onazi still stuck on Isagi's response on how his ego is as big as it is, being curiosity within himself, wondering if he can also live like Isagi as well. Isagi got man marked by two niggas instantly, so he made the pass to Bachira, and I don't know why, but when I first saw the leaks, I almost thought it was Ren, and I honestly can't be the only one who got tripped out by this at first glance. Isagi's still giving that talk to Nigeria that if they want to become the best in the world, then they gotta surpass not only Blue Lock, but also surpass his brain. And that's what I like to see out of you, Isagi. Speaking with none but your chest up and your back straight. Nothing but the damn truth. Aiku tells Isagi that he be playing too much, rage baiting them. He then brings up the fact that Ego gave them the order to keep Nigeria at 0, asking Isagi why he's encouraging them when they're at their lowest, to where Isagi gives a cold ass answer, saying it can become data. Obviously, Aiku is lost as hell, but Isagi breaks it down, saying that if someone awakens, then he can experience football that he ain't never knew about. And ultimately, if he can adapt and stop that type of egoist, then Blue Lock would be able to evolve off of that too. And Aiku is in disbelief by how greedy this nigga Isagi being right now. I think he probably traumatized too with them words right here. Probably grateful he ain't have to go up this version against Isagi back then. It's 5 minutes till the end of the match, with the deciding factor being between Nigeria's awakening and Blue Lock's adaptability. Isagi goes back to the action, saying that he'll leave the back line to Aiku, as he fucking should, trying to take everyone's position as if he doesn't have all the recognition he needs right now. Like, please, let these defenders and goalkeepers do their damn job. Yes, I'm talking to you too, Kaneshiro. Nigeria trying to tighten up the gaps, but Bachira hits a flick pass over to Reo, but it then gets shut down by Obo. And I was hating on bro because he was just being too damn tall for no good reason at the start of the match. But now he's really starting to put in that pain. He's moving like he's supposed to, moving like Wemby. Karasu calling Kuso Mr. Ordinary and that he won't let him get the ball, but somehow on some Tyrese Finals black magic shit, reach the ball before him. Karasu really gotta be watching what he's be saying to people, cause why every nigga that he called ordinary just made him look sorry. Like first it was Isagi, now look at him, and now look at what Kuso just did to him. Kuso also goes on to say that Onazi gave them all hope to believe that they could win the World Cup, and admits that being with him is fun and it feels like a dream. And we get hit with a little flashback between the two. Kuso, with the little calm setup by the way, I rated, mentioned that their recent data shows that they don't got variation in their attacking patterns and that there will be a high possibility that they'll eventually reach a deadlock when other countries hit them with their tactics. And even the coach suggested the idea of recruiting a whole other player to the team and put them at a dual striker position with Onazi. Onazi asks what'll happen to Obo and Bello as a result because he knows they're kinda sorry. But Kuso says that it's just a part of the game when it comes to battling it out for the regular spots. But Onazi's ass says no, saying that he doesn't want to play football without them. Oh, I get it. So Kuso isn't the sorry one here. It's Onazi! He just can't say no to bro. That's all Kuso's problem is. Maybe Kuso ain't so bad after all. Onazi has been the one holding these niggas back despite carrying them, which is actually kind of crazy. Onazi admits that he was lonely, some shit that he could never admit back then, and that he wants to repay them who've essentially become family to him and bring them to the World Cup stage and win together. In that moment, it made Kuso mad happy, like he was blushing and all that. He could literally die. But he asks Onazi if that choice would kill off his own possibilities. But that's when he hits Kuso with the All Might one-liner telling him not to worry, cause he was here. We tap back into the present and Bello and Obo are hyping Kuso up. Kuso says that before they realized it, their purpose had shifted from winning the World Cup to being together, but now it's being brought back up to light by Blue Lock. But he then corrects himself, saying that it's Isagi being the one who exposed them. Onazi tells Kuso to send the ball his way, and Kuso says that right now they're at the hottest place in the world as he accepts Onazi's request, dashing towards the goal. Kuso says that Onazi must leave them behind or he'll never advance on his own, and that Blue Lock incited an ego that isn't for their sake but solely Onazi's, as he proceeds to dribble past Karasu and Reo, saying that Onazi should pursue his own curiosity of himself. Raichi can't believe that shit just happened right now, and Karasu is shocked as hell, saying, did he snap? No, he just took that nickname you gave him and made you choke on it. Raichi came in for that tackle, and it seems like they're even. Lucky Nico ain't on him or he would have started flying back to Nigeria like Team Rocket. Kuso says that even though their dream as a family might end here, this is his curiosity, sending a pass Onazi's way over Aryu's head top, as Kuso states that he wants to see the view of Onazi taking on the world, as we see that now it's a matchup between Aiku and Onazi, and Aiku said a newborn is heading his way. Oh my goodness, this nigga's about to be cooked, with Kuso telling Onazi to reach the world with a single strike. Aiku, seeing this, says that if he stops this shit, then the game can end peacefully on a smooth 3-0 sweep. While Onazi is coming closer to the goal, he analyzes that Onazi's shooting range is crazy huge, and he also has to account for his weapon being to shoot strong ass shots mid-air. Aiku uses that metavision and comes to the conclusion that he has 4 possible shooting angles and his chances are obviously 1 in 4, 25%, but that's when Isagi comes in from the side, saying that he saw that shit coming from a mile away to block this route. Aiku had to give bro his props, cause thanks to Isagi, most of his options have been shot down. With Isagi gripping on bro like crazy, from his posture, Onazi only has 1 shooting option left, and his success rate at which Aiku can block it has increased to 100%. As Aiku is going in for the kill, we see that Onazi twisted his body, managing to make a chest trap off of it as the ball hits off of his shoulder. Isagi says that this is a move that they have not seen from Onazi so far, and now their double press timing got completely thrown off. Now Onazi's back is turned to the goal, but we see that Onazi continues to twist his body and leaps into the air at that, reviving the shooting possibility that he just had earlier. Kuso is looking at bro in awe, and I can't complain, I can't blame him. He got the Predator Eye activated, the Julian Loki speed particles going on. I really thought that Nigeria was about to turn their shit from a 0 to a 1. Onazi says that there are still so many versions of himself inside of him that makes him hype beyond belief, and as we see him take the shot, we see our boy Captain Oliver Aiku graze the shot with his foot, And god damn, look at this block. Nigga is stretching his leg with every fiber of his being. No shot he doesn't have the gum fruit or some shit. And why are they both completely over Isagi's body? Like, this is kind of hilarious. Isagi better be careful when he lifts his head or he's gonna get a face full of Aiku dick and balls. We see Aiku in the flow state saying to bloom is talent, or more naturally, blooming itself is talent. But he says that he'll bloom as well, shocking Onazi. And honestly, I'm getting mad tight right now because, you know, I'm always down to lift a brother up, but Onazi keeps letting me down chapter after chapter. Like, bro, you're a bum and a fraud. Kanashiro, just end this game already. I am tired of seeing this bum on my screen. Onazi is in complete disbelief that Aiku just barely managed to block his shit, questioning how the hell he pulled that off. Aiku says that while provoking Onazi's awakening, Isagi was also demanding a top performance from him as well, and though he didn't know what the fuck was gonna happen, Isagi was signaling him to be ready for some unseen shit. Even had my boy Gagamaru struggling to dive for the ball, but that shit hit the crossbar and off the ground. And look at Kuso's face, that brother was shocked, that brother was truly in despair. His hopes went from 0 to 100, right back down to 0 in the span of a chapter. The rest of Team Nigeria that were nearby starts darting it toward the loose ball, and I just know that they was running with everything that they had. They really had their life on the line. Look at Bello gritting his teeth, and look at Obo running like the damn Flash, got that arm bent at a perfect 90 degrees. The defense trying to cover for Gagamaru as well, but that's when we see our favorite short king Corona come in to clear that shit. This shit really made me realize how much I miss my dog for real, but buddy, you gotta get up. I'm trying to see Planet Hotline Part 2. The commentators and the crowd are going crazy right now over this, but we then turn to Ego, who says nothing but total victory. Actually, he says a little bit more, but hold up. Is that my nigga Shido in the back making his appearance? Oh my goodness, I am healed. Does this mean we're gonna get Shido in the next game, right? Right? Anyways, Ego says that the 45 days of special training that have led up to today, and the fact that every player has completed their tactical goals as planned, and also Ren's breakthrough of a goal derived from Isagi's formation, this has truly been the ideal first match for the egoistic team that Ego has created, with the goal of taking the win home for Japan, saying it was played beautifully. But that's when we see this greedy ass motherfucker Isagi say that this shit isn't over yet, making his first touch with the ball, asking Ego and the team what is there to be satisfied about with 1 minute on the clock, and Ego having a different facial expression for possibly the first time ever in this series, Loki being shocked. What do you mean this shit isn't over yet? Y'all are shitting on Team Nigeria and you're asking why your team is satisfied? I respect the hustle, but damn, my nigga, give it a rest. This was the exact greed that was spoken about in the Bible, word for word, bar for bar. 1 minute on the clock and Henri is questioning what the fuck Isagi is doing right now. But shawty, you better witness real goat shit. We see Isagi with the ball dashing towards the goal, and look at his face. He ain't even trying to waste no more time. Every second matters right now. Kuso was like, is this nigga serious? He's really trying to go for a goal now? Yeah, Isagi is never beating these last minute goal allegations. Not now, not ever. Isagi sends a pass to Itoshi Ren, and he was like, fuck you mean satisfied? I ain't satisfied for shit. And Isagi was like, so show me what's up then. And they proceed to hit this crazy two-man on Team Nigeria. And let me break this shit down for you real quick. Ren passes the ball to Isagi, has that shit hit off of his foot and over for Ren to come around and pass it back to Isagi. This shit really reminded me of the Isagi and Kaiser link up back in PXG. But poor Sadiq to be the victim of this. I know his head was spinning in all types of directions just trying to find them, let alone the ball. Bald guy and 4 dread ponytail over here are freaking out about their combo attacks, and even the keeper is speaking up for once, telling them to return and to shut them down. Isagi's just looking at them like they're pests more than actual comp and sends the ball to Karasu. This guy, with a fat ass grin on his face mind you, says that Isagi is treating them like slaves and to show him what the Demon King can do, as if tying with Ren in the NEL and being the team's forward ain't enough, and sent the ball back to Isagi. Isagi even using Karasu's own line against him, calling him ordinary. He then ends up sending the ball over to our boy Bachira, and you know he is always on go time. Hits this roulette and already caught 2 bodies. How is this nigga on the ground already? Nigga really fell on his ass when Bachira looked at him. Maybe the lights were too bright for bro. Kuso yelling out the comms to look out for Isagi cause he ain't score a goal yet and he trying to change that. And this is truly the boy who cried wolf, cause Kuso has been saying this since the start of the match. We see Isagi running and Bachira is like, nah, that ain't it. Isagi can't be measured by logic. You mean to tell me the man whose whole gimmick is logic can't be measured the same way? Get that shit out of my face. I'm playing though. Bachira continues on, saying that if Isagi just wanted to score his own goal, then he would have just kept trading passes with Ren into the box and shot. But since Isagi passed to him, it means that he wants something else. And we get this shot of Isagi giving Bachira that signal, and I ain't gonna lie, this might be one of his toughest panels so far. That thumbs down is really crazy for real, and that look, you already know he means straight business. And Bachira understood the assignment, as we see Bachira hitting a pass with backspin towards the 2, and at first I thought it was gonna end up like the borderline incident all over again or something. The keeper telling everyone to get in front of the goal, and Kuso and them are running. We see the ball slip past under 2 players, with one of them being poor Sadiq, and he really couldn't believe that shit, and neither could I, cause I was like, really nigga? But we see the Nigerian 4 double press the dual aces with Obo and Bello on Ren and Onazi and Kuso on Isagi as a last resort to stop them. And my question is, why didn't they do this shit at the start? Sure, 2 players would have been left open on blue lock, but shit nigga, take your chances. Cause if you left the likes of Isagi or Ren open, I'm not gonna lie bruh, say goodbye to that win. But that's exactly what Isagi wanted. He was waiting to adapt to that. Back turned towards the goal while the ball is coming towards him, and this shit had Onazi spooked. He was like, wait, ain't I just hit that shit a minute ago? But Kuso sees that it's a modified version that works with a ground pass, admitting that they got played. And the new move Onazi just created, Isagi took that shit cause Onazi ain't know what to do with it. Made the touch and Isagi gets to spitting, saying not to win by luck and to seize his own victory, but not to be chained down by your own shit that you've created, as he leaps into the air and Onazi got the same face I had on stream. Whose mans is this? How in the flying flamingo fuck did he learn how to do that? Ego had that man watching straight clips, straight VODs. He wasn't in a gym like Nico. How is he hitting this shit, ref? Do something, please. Onazi switched up, started looking at bro in awe, realizing that this is someone who is aiming to be the world's best. As Isagi says to take a gamble with this double page spread with his shot, followed by another double page spread with him adding on, saying to experiment your own ideas, the thrill of the unknown, and the curiosity to yourself. And peep the blick in the back. Fuck the 2-gun volley. This shit the pistol whip volley. And it looks clean as fuck. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't make up that name, but I'm for sure pushing that shit. Look at Kuso. Ass to the floor. How the fuck did he even fall? Did Isagi even touch this nigga? I have no fucking clue. With the ball flying, with the bullet over it. Nomura, you've done it once again. I'm running out of honey for you, my goat. This shit even left Henri starstruck. Isagi says that he doesn't need anything that goes as planned to stagnate them, cause to survive on the battlefield, he'll keep experimenting on himself, telling Ego, the same man that brought him to this program, that his thrill isn't enough anymore, as that shit bangs into the goal. Oh my god, who is bro feeling like right now? Ego, I'm not gonna lie, if I was you, I'd have that nigga sitting on the bench right beside me for the next game for speaking crazy to me like that, but shit, that's just me though. but dead ass, Ego was like,
What do you say fuck me for?
As we see that the opening match of the U20 World Cup has officially come to a close after 5 months, with Japan as the victors with a score of 4-0, and this celebration is so fucking tough. Mama and Papa Isagi, as well as Bachira's mom and the rest of the crowd, hyped as hell about the conclusion of the match. I just know they are so proud of their sons right now, and I don't think I've ever seen Papa Isagi this hype before. The commentators are also hype, of course, yelling goal and that Isagi Yoichi is here. With the final strike of Japan's young ace, Blue Lock dominates their first match. Isagi and Bachira will always look so fucking hype with each other. They just look so tough. They dap up and pretty much give props to each other. Isagi said that he knew Bachira would send him that pass, and Bachira asks if he's the only one who can pull off something that egoistic. Corona tries to join in with the two, hitting the fucking tie little jump. I won't even ask how bro is able to do this. I just hope Isagi and Bachira don't end up eating straight dick. Raichi over here trying to get some attention from the crowd, but we see Ren look at the bench to Baro and Shido scoffing at them, and I'm not gonna lie, those might be fighting words. Baro fans and Shido fans, we might need to jump this nigga. Baro over here talking about how irritating the game was, but my goat Shido has the opposite idea. He said that the match was getting him fired up. How can you even hate on my goat when he's spreading all this love and positivity? Glad to see you again, goat, and hope to see you in the next match. While Corona and Bachira are fooling around, Aiku calls Isagi's name, saying that he threw some outrageous shit at him, asking him if it was all calculated, to which Isagi says that it wasn't, being Onazi's shot was improvised like crazy on the fly. Isagi was expecting him to awaken, but taking a shot off of his shoulder trap wasn't something he could have predicted until he saw it at that very moment. Aiku praises Isagi, in his head of course, because feeding into Isagi's ego is one dangerous game I don't know if many do want to play, but he says that his thought process and intuition have gotten way faster than before, and above all else, he devoured Ego's plan with absolute self-curiosity. Isagi thanks Aiku as he was able to try out that experiment due to him being there. We then turn to the losers of the match, Team Nigeria, and as we see, they're pretty much all in despair, with Bello on the verge of tears and Obo saying that it was a complete defeat and everything that they had got destroyed in that moment, to where Kuso says that they were absolutely devoured as he looks Isagi's way, being that the Isagi glaze from Kuso comes to him as naturally as breathing does. He says that their fire, their ego, and Onazi's evolution, Isagi pretended to not only draw out their awakening and turn it into data for the Japan team, but he also used it towards his own growth. Questioning how far can Isagi push himself, calling him insane. Like you didn't need one chapter to find that out. Like he literally said that he had y'all beat by the first chapter of y'all playing together. Kuso then, with a serious ass look on his face like he was about to rock Isagi shit, says that he is the worst kind of football tool. Onazi comes in and agrees with Kuso, saying that Isagi is the worst, being that in the small world that they lived in, he's the worst kind of egoist. But Onazi continues on, saying that, and yet, he was the one who shattered their small world, calling Isagi the greatest footballer. What is this glaze? And peep the side eye he's giving them right now. Like, he can hear your ass. I wasn't trolling when I said once you feed into this nigga's ego, you're cooked. Onazi then thanks him and being glad that he got to meet him here. Isagi asks Onazi if it became a good memory for him, to where he responds, saying that it's not something that ends up as just some memory, with a grin on his face, telling Isagi that he'll surpass him one day, reaching out his fist, telling him to wait for him in the future, to where Isagi gives him a fist bump, telling Onazi that this is the ambition / curiosity that he should be constantly seeking, sparking up a potential rivalry between them, saying they should meet again. And look at Kuso, why does he look more sad than he did just a page ago? We then see my GOAT, the one and only Michael Kaiser, back since the NES. And we see that he's been watching Japan's game. And bro got them Calvin Klein boxers on, you know, the calm shit when you're home by yourself. But slow your roll, my goat. You cleared like 10 cans of cola. This ain't good for you, gang. This is bad PR for real. Cause Kanashiro really named the whole chapter after you crushing these shits. Like, damn. Can't ever trust Kanashiro's chapter titles, bruh. And hold up. Is that your first football? I'm glad to see that you kept it close to you, my goat. We then hear the announcers talking about Japan's comeback victory and how they're off to an excellent start. And Kaiser over here telling Isagi not to laugh like he's Speed. He then says that the game was so shitty that he can't even stomach his cola. And please do not tell me that you've been drinking them crushed and not crushing the cans after you finish the drink. Oh my goodness, Kaiser, we got some work to do, my boy. We then see Sai right after yawning, saying that Japan should have scored 8-zip, saying that Japan makes him want to puke. Yeah, there's really levels to this great shit. Cause what do you mean that we were already complaining about Isagi wanting to score the 4th goal, but this nigga talking about 8?
This nigga is crazy.
But nigga, what is up with that cut, bro? I'm not gonna hold you. This shit is dead trash. I can't lie. I don't know if I can fuck with it. We then see Isagi getting that post-game interview, and we cut to Bunny Iglesias, and goddamn, this boy got scars on his whole damn body. I already know that backstory's finna be legendary. Bunny recognizes Isagi from the restaurant in Barcelona, realizing that Isagi is from that side too. We then cut to one of Blue Lock's training fields, where we see Charles asking Loki what he thought about Japan's performance level, to where we see him overly locked in sprinting over here, saying that they are just small fries with spirit that are causing some buzz. But we see that Loki is officially introduced as a new Gen World 11 player, but my question to Kanashiro is, why show this now after so long? I don't know. I feel like Kanashiro's up to something, but at the end of the day, this nigga could be trolling me. We see Charles mad excited to see Shido and play against him this time, recalling that Japan's second round is against them. But all Loki thinking about is that nigga Isagi Yoichi, wanting to play quickly against him and ask him again whether he thinks he's really just a pace abuser or not. This nigga really ain't forget he trying to get his get back in blood for real. But we then hear from someone on the side asking Loki if Isagi Yoichi is really that interesting, to where Loki asks how Isagi appears to him, to where we get the reveal of the other new Gen 11 on the France team, with his name being Hugo or Hugo. I'm not sure how to really pronounce it. I'm gonna say Hugo for now, as he appears to be reading a book. But he then says one of the craziest shits with no feats to his name, saying that Isagi's adaptability is inconsistent, ending off the chapter. If you guys made it to this point in the video between Blue Lock Japan and Team Nigeria, then thank you so much, because I know that this was a long ass comp. But please do not forget to do these essentials, like leaving a like, subscribing to the channel if you are new, and commenting down below your thoughts on the game against Nigeria and your predictions on the next game against Team France. Also, go check out the socials like the Instagram and the Twitter, and be sure to join the Discord to be a part of the community. All links are in the description down below. And without further ado, I hope you guys do have a great day, and see ya.